Hi, you all know that I cannot get enough of making my own YouTube videos. But this time, this one's for you. I have a new activity that I want to introduce into our classroom, and I think it's easier to explain over video than it is to each one of you in the moment in person, and definitely easier to explain than the written directions. So you might see one of these waiting in your center for you. These are activities that I put together so that when the students finish the work at the center, they have a chance to interact with the peers. Most of our centers have a higher student and maybe a more concrete learner paired together. So I want them to start interacting with one another. And I thought a fun way that I learned at my training might be to implement this tool. So you sit the students across from each other. That way they know that they're going to be communicating with one another, either just through the words, through a device, or through body language. So the game board will go between them, and you'll notice that there is a weight at both ends. So there will be a basket, and one person will start with the basket, and then the visual of wait lets the person on the other side of the game know that they're waiting and it's not their turn. So the way this one works, it's color sorting for laundry. So if I were playing with another student, I would have the basket on one end, and if you're doing with this with them, you might want to start it first, or maybe our more abstract learner or higher level learner would start with this first. That way we kind of model to the other student what we want them to do. So I'm going to start with the cards. It's my turn. I take one. This happens to be gray. I find where it goes, which category it goes into our pocket chart. I slide it in, and then I push this over to my peer. Lets them know that it's their turn, and my signal is to wait. So they will take a card, place it in the pocket, and they will slide it back to the other person on the other end. And the game will just continue until we're out of cards. If you have any questions about how that should look in your center, just ask. You know I'll be more than happy to answer.